minister. We have to make room and open your hearts, because what this man has to say is good for all of us. Like I said earlier, we're going to have to pay attention to what this man says, because he's going to open your mind. He's going to make you think twice about how you was feeling yesterday. He's going to make you think. He's going to make you think about why do I only behave on Sunday? Why do I only worship God once a day? When they said you pray 5 times a day, you should only. It's just so important, and you just have to make room for this man. You have to open up your minds and your hearts while we bring up him, because he's going to say some things, and you have to remember who he is representing. He's representing the most honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership of the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And in that day, that is such an honor in this day. It is an honor coming up, but to represent those two men with God backing him, it is such an honor. We have to show respect. We say we're thankful for Brother David. So I'm not going to talk anymore. We just want to give a round of applause for our student minister, Brother David.
All praises due to Allah. In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is but one God, whose proper name is Allah. We thank Allah for all of his many wonderful gifts and blessings which he bestows upon the human family without measure. The greatest of his gifts and blessings is divine guidance, and that divine guidance always comes in the form of divine revelation through the mouth of his prophets and the scriptures that they bring. So we thank Allah for those former prophets, messengers, and apostles, and we thank Allah for Moses and the Torah or the Old Testament. We thank Allah for Jesus and the Injil or the Gospel or the New Testament. We thank Allah for Muhammad and the Holy Quran. Peace be upon all of the worthy servants and messengers of Allah. But brothers and sisters, we have to bear witness, we have to recognize from our own condition that if ever a people needed divine guidance and divine solutions and divine answers to be given to the problems and circumstances that we all suffer from, we know that black people in the wilderness of North America and throughout the earth are in need of that divine guidance. So we cannot say that Allah is all-seeing, all-knowing, and all-wise, but yet he can't see the need of our condition for divine revelation and divine intervention. And so we thank Allah for those former prophets, those former messengers and apostles, but we also thank Allah over and over and over again, and we can never thank Allah enough with just words for his divine intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the long-awaited Mahdi, Savior, Redeemer, and life-giver that the whole human family has been looking for and waiting for to show up in the last days. We thank him for coming amongst us and for raising up a divine leader, teacher, and guide amongst us, his Messiah, his exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And for that man and his tremendous work and effort amongst us for over 44 years, laying a foundation and laying a base for the kingdom of God, that man whose heart is a heart after God's own heart. And so we thank the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for his long suffering patience with us, a hard-hearted, stiff-necked, and rebellious people, a people who are easily led in the wrong direction, but very hard to lead in the right direction. You have to love us more than we hate our own selves, because we will take issue with and we will be offended by the very one who comes to raise us up from the mud of white civilization, and we will actually fight with that one and throw fiery darts at that one, and actually it becomes like a tug-of-war battle where we come up with arguments and reasons why we are not the people of God, and why should you spend or waste your time with us because we believe that everybody else is the people of God, but not us. And so we thank him for his tremendous and wonderful example as a Messiah, and now one today who serves as the great and wonderful grace and reminder in our midst today, who is the great and wonderful helpmeet for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, an extension of love and mercy personified in our big brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's in their worthy and righteous names I greet you, my beautiful and wonderful sisters and my powerful brothers, once again, as we say it, with the greeting words of peace and paradise, Assalamu alaikum. All praise is due to Allah. Brothers and sisters, it's always a profound honor to be able to come before the people of God to represent the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as it is exemplified and amplified by our big brother in our midst today, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We say life-giving teaching because this is a teaching that has given us life. It's a teaching that is designed to resurrect the mentally dead, the spiritually dead, the economically dead, the morally dead, black man and woman in the wilderness of North America and throughout the earth. And so it is a life-giving teaching. And we have to bear witness that many of us, all of us, we were once dead mentally, and we have to bear witness by our example, because there's no greater testimony that any one of us could give than our own life example. And so we bear witness that it is a life-giving teaching because we were dead. We were superstitious. We were backwards and lost to the knowledge of ourselves. And we were resurrected back to mental and spiritual life. And we bear witness to that by our example. And so it's always an honor. And we thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming out and giving some of your time this morning, this afternoon. And we hope and pray to Allah that what we say here will help to edify and inspire and uplift us and to strengthen us, especially in the times that we live in. The times that we live in. We need to be aware, brothers and sisters, that we're living at the time of the fall of America and the fall of this present world order. But, you know, Jesus, that wonderful example in the Bible and also the Holy Quran, gives us a wonderful example and teaching that we should look at, because he says in the book of Matthew that, you know, there will be wars and rumors of wars and pestilence and earthquakes, and nation will rise against nation and kingdom will rise against kingdom. And he said, see that you be not troubled, for these things must come. So he gives us an instruction. See that you be not troubled and upset and dismayed and bewildered and depressed, because these things must come to pass. So everything that we're seeing from the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the current events, all of these things must come to pass. And so we're not upset about this. We're not dismayed by this. We're not depressed by this. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that America's power would be broken in war. And that America, the fall of America, America's power must be broken before that new book could be revealed to us. Because if the present world rulers are still in power, when that revelation is brought through our big brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then the enemy would love to take that new teaching, love to take that new revelation and use it to keep themselves in power, even though they were only given a time of 6,000 years to rule. He would love to extend his rule and cause himself to be a permanent ruler in the earth. And so his power must be broken before we can have that revelation that is needed to build this new world. And so his power is broken through war. wars and rumors of wars. And that he would go to war, so says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that America would go to war in Europe and her armies would be destroyed there. And so, this is what we have to go through. These things must come to pass on the way to a new world of righteousness. And that is something that, a new world of righteousness is something that the righteous want to see. We desire to see. We're very desirous to see a new world, to see the present world go out and a new world come in. Because we have not fared very well in the present world. In this world, this is a world that takes strong black men and strong black women. If you are a courageous black man or courageous black woman, this is a world that wants to break a man and a woman like that, to trump up false charges on a man and woman like that, to put us in prison and to vilify us and discredit us in the eyes and hearts and minds of the people. This is a world that is so wicked that many of us would rather get drunk and get high and get, put ourselves into some type of stupor to try to numb the pain of what it is to live in a world like this. And so it's not a world where we should even talk about or look back on the good old days. We should not even have nostalgic reminiscence of the good old days, because never has there been a good old day when we were living in the days of our ignorance. And so we look forward to the good new days, not the bad old days in 2012. How could it be a good old day when we were drinking E&J and drinking whiskey and C&C and Hennessy and pouring out Henny for the ones that's not here today? How could it be a good old day when we had no knowledge of ourselves, living under the slave master's name, snorting cocaine, smoking cocaine, and shooting heroin, banging needles? How could that be a good old day? When we had no respect for ourselves and for our women, we had no knowledge of who God is. And we thought that our God looked like the very slave master who put us in the condition that we now find ourselves in. How could that be a good old day? It's a bad old day, and we look forward to the good new day that is being ushered in today as we live in We should look forward to a brand new day, a new reality. And not only look forward to it, we should work and strive hard to help bring it in. Each one of us should want to be the one to break our foot off up in the backside of this day, to give them that last push over the cliff, to kick them off the cliff. I want to be the one to give them that last shove, that last kick, that last push, to push them over the edge. Because we, should not want to allow this enemy to linger, to hold on, to delay his doom, or to linger for any longer as he is now doing today, continuing to wreak havoc across the planet Earth. We should want to quicken the pace of his fall. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that the fall of America, he said that a falling object, when that object is met by a rising object, then the rising object breaks apart the falling object and breaks it to pieces. In the Holy Quran, Satan tells Allah to respite me until the day when they are raised. So the day when they are raised is a signal, it is a trigger, it is an indicator that Satan's day is over, his day is done. So we should want to hurry up and be raised, hurry up and be elevated, hurry up and stand up with no more delay, black man and black woman, and we can quicken the pace of this. So we're thankful to Allah that we had enough sense to take hold of the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's right.